Welcome to Navigate Your Cloud Journey. I'm your host, Jeff Tunn, InterVision's Strategic IT Advisor. In this three-part webcast series, we're going to explore your cloud journey from the perspective of the CIO and the impacts on his or her people. We begin in part one, transforming your team, with the steps you need to take to prepare your team for the journey ahead. In part two, keeping the lights on, we discuss the challenges you face while on the journey and the need to maintain both your new cloud environment as well as your legacy environments. Part three of our series looks at ways you can jumpstart your journey by leveraging AWS Managed Services in the aptly titled webcast, Jumpstarting with AMS. Whether you are just beginning your cloud journey or your journey has encountered a roadblock and is now stalled, you need to deliver a cloud solution your business peers are demanding. It's not all about cost, it's about transformation, business transformation. You need agility to pivot your business. You need elasticity to scale up and scale down on demand. You know the cloud can accelerate your transformation, but how do you get there quickly without breaking the bank? And then how do you manage the new world efficiently? In the first two episodes of Navigate Your Cloud Journey, we discussed some of the challenges you will face, including the skills gap you need to close and the daunting task of managing a hybrid environment of cloud and your on-premises legacy environments. In this episode, we will investigate a strategy to help you move quickly, securely, and cost-effectively. In Jumpstarting with AMS, leverage AWS Managed Services to accelerate your business, we will introduce you to AWS Managed Services, or AMS for short. We will discuss some of the benefits it can bring your organization, delve into some of the use cases, and explore different ways to use AMS in your cloud strategy. So, what is AMS? In short, AMS uses a combination of its own templates, processes, architecture, automation, and expertise to add an operational layer to your AWS infrastructure. In other words, through AMS, AWS operates AWS on your behalf. AWS applies all of the best practices that they've learned operating their own environments to your environment. Basically, no one knows AWS operations better than AWS, and you get that benefit. Using the AMS service means you get a fully provisioned private cloud landing zone. This landing zone comes with security compliance guardrails implemented and ready for you to take full advantage of. These guardrails can help you meet your compliance requirements. Once in your landing zone, AMS will operate your infrastructure using processes suited for your enterprise. These operations include cost management and reporting, including recommendations for getting the most out of your investment. Your new cloud infrastructure is managed by AWS. Automation is a big part of the AWS Managed Service. AMS provides automation for change request, monitoring, patch management, security, and backup services. This automation brings you full lifecycle services to provision, run, and support your infrastructure. One of the most significant benefits is the jumpstarting of your security and compliance needs in your AWS environment. In addition to security and compliance guardrails, AMS brings a multitude of benefits in three major areas: the initial design of the landing zone for your workloads, migration of your applications to your landing zones, and operations of these workloads. Let's take a look at each one of these in turn, and then we will talk about something you are all interested in, the cost savings you can realize. So when we talk about landing zone, does anyone else hear Kenny Loggins singing Danger Zone from Top Gun? Okay, maybe it's just me. Let's start with answering the question though. What exactly is a landing zone anyway? If you have some workloads running in the cloud today, You've probably seen how complex it can be to set up your accounts. The VPCs, or virtual private clouds, security, logging, backups, the list goes on. It's very easy to miss a step or not even know to take a step as you're setting up the environment. If you don't have existing cloud workloads, you may not know what you don't know. AWS has defined a landing zone in this way. AWS Landing Zone is a solution that helps customers more quickly set up a secure, multi account AWS environment based on AWS best practices. With the large number of design choices, setting up a multi account environment can take a significant amount of time, involve the configuration of multiple accounts and services, and require a deep understanding of AWS services. This solution can help save time by automating the setup of an environment for running secure and scalable workloads while implementing an initial security baseline through the creation of core accounts and resources. It also provides a baseline environment to get started with a multi-account architecture, identity and access management, governance, data security, network design, and logging. I couldn't have said it better myself. By understanding your operational goals, your AWS Managed Services can quickly configure a landing zone for you that meets your security and compliance and operational needs. This can stave off months of frustration and save you time and money during your cloud journey. You've undoubtedly heard the terms cloud native, rehost, replatform, and refactor. These are all ways to get your applications to the cloud. The fact of the matter is, unless an application was written for the cloud to begin with, it is not going to be able to take advantage of all the power, flexibility, and efficiencies of the cloud. Deciding which applications need what treatment can be tricky. You need a deep understanding of the cloud services available to you. Many organizations default to the rehost method, otherwise known as lift and shift. They think once they get the application to the cloud, they will optimize it there. This can be a recipe for headaches in the best case and have disastrous results in the worst scenarios. During the migration planning and execution, the AMS team will work closely with your partner and you to perform MVR, Minimal Viable Refactoring. Under this approach, the focus is placed on the OS, the framework, security, access rights, and database options. While it doesn't provide the same level of optimization of a full refactor, the speed at which these applications can be migrated more than makes up for this in the short and mid-term. I'd like to emphasize there are many benefits of using AMS during the migration phase. However, AWS does not directly manage your migrations. This is why it is so important to partner with a company that can bring their expertise and knowledge in the AMS environments to help you with your migration. Many organizations find themselves in a rush to the cloud. They make the assumption that they can get there and then figure it out. We've already seen in the first two steps how painful that can be. It can be even more painful during the operation phase. For those new to cloud, operating your cloud environment can be more difficult and costs can begin to spiral out of control quickly. Leveraging AMS can provide you with a mature cloud operation instantly. Operations are enterprise ready. The processes are highly automated and built on the ITIL framework. Monitoring and alerting is set up and can be integrated with many service management tools, including ServiceNow. Because AMS is built using proven security and compliance guardrails, it supports many compliance standards, including PCI DSS, ISO, and HITRUST. Please keep in mind, AWS security and compliance offerings use the shared responsibility model. Just because the AWS pieces have proven to be secure and compliant does not mean you are secure and fully compliant. Forrester performed a total economic impact analysis of using AWS Managed Services and found both quantifiable and unquantifiable benefits to using AMS. We are not going to be able to dig into all the details in this webcast. You can find a link to download the report in the show notes. I would like to highlight the areas identified by Forrester. First, the quantifiable benefits. Reduced or eliminated the need to hire cloud resources. Accelerated the migration, which generated cost savings. Optimized resource efficiency during the migration and operational phases. Avoided the management infrastructure costs for tools such as patch, backup, and update. Reduced the chance of a major security breach. And gained incremental revenue as a result of increased uptime. Some of the unquantifiable benefits reported by the companies in the assessment included enabling innovation, adherence to migration best practices, infrastructure cost optimization, peace of mind, which in my book is priceless. When compared against the cost of using the AWS Managed Services, the enterprise realized an ROI of 243%. Who can benefit from AMS? In short, when it has to work, and even more so when it has to work quickly. Companies who value security and who must meet one or more compliance frameworks. Companies faced with a talent shortage. As we saw in Keeping the Lights On, cloud resources can be like finding unicorns. If you are using a single team, split team, hybrid team, or partner approach, leveraging AMS can provide time for your team to learn cloud without jeopardizing your timelines. You may be faced with expiring leases on your current hardware or colo space, or daunting software upgrades. AMS can help you hit challenging timelines. If you are in an industry with frequent merger and acquisitions activity, leveraging AMS can help you by spinning the acquired workloads into AWS. If you are divesting of business units, deploying those into an AMS environment can speed up the separation of workloads. You may not be ready to migrate all your workloads into the cloud. AMS does not have to be an all or nothing proposition. Perhaps you want to move your e-commerce sites to the cloud to take advantage of the scalability and elasticity of the cloud while leaving your ERP running in your data center. AMS can help you by managing the cloud so you can focus on the ERP. Perhaps you have an AI initiative and don't want to invest in on-premises hardware. Take full advantage of AWS AI resources and have them managed by AMS. The possibilities are endless. AWS Managed Services are focused on global enterprises. AWS sees the need to bring these same benefits to mid-sized and mid-enterprise organizations. That is why they have partnered with InterVision to bring you AMS by InterVision. AMS by InterVision empowers companies to accelerate cloud adoption, lower operational costs, and mitigate security and compliance risks in a cost-effective monthly consumption model. As an APN Premier Consulting Partner, our experts ensure your workloads meet AWS well-architected framework requirements for efficient migration and operation in AWS secured landing zones. You can improve efficiency and security by automating over 80% of the common operational tasks with a service backed by our matured client management process. AMS by InterVision dramatically reduces the cloud adoption timeline and offloads critical migration and operational burdens so your team can focus on strategic initiatives and innovation. We work with AWS to empower your cloud. Built on the foundation of AWS's Managed Services offering, this service provides unmatched security and operational standards driven by AWS best practices. Working with AWS, InterVision has integrated its decade-long cloud migration and management experience into AMS to deliver clients a comprehensive approach to cloud adoption. InterVision is a strategic service provider. Strategic service providers are solution providers who become strategic partners to customers, recommending and implementing everything from communication providers to which application platform and hardware providers to depend upon. At InterVision, our mission is to unlock value for you by delivering innovative technology through a consultative approach. We do that by looking at the intersection of the right premises, the right technology, and the right model. Whether the premises are the cloud, hosted, or on premises, or a mixture of all three, the right technology, including digital infrastructure, resiliency, and digital communications from the right vendors for you, and the right model, managed services, professional services, and self-service. It's that intersection that enables us to deliver value to you in your specific situation. InterVision began as a premier data center partner in Silicon Valley. We've grown organically as well as through acquisition. Some of the key acquisitions that we've made and the value they provide for you include our acquisition of Nettelligent, a premier Cisco voice and networking provider. ITG, focused on the media, entertainment, and gaming industries. BlueLock, a leader in disaster recovery as a service. Infinity, a leading AWS partner. Seivu, with machine learning and artificial intelligence. And Fotis, with 20 years of professional services in security and compliance. We have 125 certified engineers with over 200 cloud certifications, supporting over 80 different vendor technologies. That speaks again to the intersection of the right premises, the right technology, and the right model. We have offices across the United States and in India, which allows us to use a follow-the-sun methodology for operational support. So we are available to you 24/7, 365. As a strategic service provider, we are focused on you and your outcomes. Whether you need to harden your resiliency by protecting against threats and eliminating downtime, transform your data center by achieving a purpose-driven cloud strategy. Perhaps that's why you're watching this webcast. Or modernize your communication by optimizing your user experience and keeping your employees connected. Our services form the building blocks you need to achieve the outcomes you desire. Behind these services are our centers of excellence. Because we are organized around these outcomes and the COEs, we are able to leverage the expertise and knowledge of all of our engineers in each service area. I mentioned earlier we partner with over 80 different technology vendors. You'll see some of those brands here on this slide. What's important for you, though, is the level at which we work with and partner with these technology companies. We are not only embedded deep within their engineering staff, but we have relationships at the executive level and help drive their product roadmaps. Some of these logos may be familiar to you. However, I encourage you to look past the logos and look at the industries and the industry experience that we can bring to the table. Even if you don't find your industry listed here, you're probably in an industry that's adjacent to one of these. We bring that same deep expertise to providing solutions and value to you. At InterVision, our vision is to transform business through the evolutionary power of technology. Thank you very much for joining us today. If you have not watched the first two webcasts in Navigate Your Cloud Journey, I encourage you to watch them at InterVision.com or on our YouTube channel. For InterVision, this is Jeff Tunn. Thank you very much for watching.